Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 79th podcast of the NC Rowan County Anime Group. My name is Robert Cloud. I am the co-president of this club. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that I have heard discussions ever since I've been an anime fan about. And the discussion is going to be sub versus dubs. And this is my informed opinion. The argument is useless. It does not hold any value whatsoever. And here's my reasoning behind it. Take for example this quarter. One side, let's say this is Judy. She is deaf. She goes to a deaf school, and the only way that she's going to enjoy anime is to watch it subtitled. And that is the only way she's going to get to enjoy it. The flip side, we got Johnny here, who's a special ed student. He's reading impaired. The highest level he may hope to reach by the time he gets out of high school is 6th grade. Question: what right do we have as individuals to deny these people the enjoyment of anime? Very good question indeed. For myself, I wish that I could have the answer to the solution, but to deny one would be to deny the other. And I know that there are fans out there who go like, well, dubs are not close to the original translation. Well, I've got a question for you people who are against dubs. How do you know that your subtitle is so exactly the same? That you are not getting everything that you are supposed to get in a subtitle form? Do you speak current Japanese? Well, that's good for you, but what about the rest of the people out here who don't speak fluent Japanese? You ever think about that? You should. That's one line of thinking. And also, too, I've had dozens of times with discussions about translation. Some Japanese, like Ram the One Half, use a lot of word puns that Rumika Takahashi puts in. Like the word pan is for the word bread. So when the panda picks up a thing, it's panda. And the panda flips his ears back. Where in the English dub he says, well, you're the big breadwinner. Sister Princess, Tiffany Grant told me this little story. She had gotten Greg Ayers to do a Columbo type of bad accent, because in the original Sister Princess Japanese thing is there's a reference to a police show. Bad problem of it is, we don't know what this police show is over in Japan because it was not over in Japan. So what she did, she went and got Greg Ayers to do a Columbo impersonation and tried to make it fit into the story. Did we lose any entertainment value out of it? I don't think so. But you end up with problems like that. The irresponsible Captain Tyler has a very good problem with it. In the thing, they say, with sharp minds come sharp ideas. Well, in the Japanese, it's buy something by domestic. And the reason why the person did that change was because we wouldn't understand what the bad pun means. So you work around these bad puns as best you can. Now, am I saying is all dubs out there great? Well, yeah, I've run into my fair share of bad dubs, but I've also read into my fair share of bad subtitling too. And if you're going to get to the point where you're so picky that, you know, you're saying your subtitle is better than your dub, you got a real bad problem, I hate to tell you, because there's a lot of subtitles that are not even close to what they're supposed to be translated. Also too, about dubs. I grew up in the 1970s and also to the 1960s, and I came during the time where you would say would be considered the worst thing for dubs. Take for example this one, Parman the Magic Serpent. This puppy was dubbed in 1964 and brought over here to the United States. It is also the one that was responsible for getting Hayao Miyazaki interested in becoming an animator. The dub is not perfect. I wish that somebody would get the rights, remaster this farm the magic serpent and redub it. I would love to see it happen one day in my lifetime. Another poor dub. Battle of the Planets. It was cut up, and American footage was put into it, inserted in order to cut down the violence, but it is considered the world's worst dub. But, to be honest with you, they put together quite a dubbing team. Casey Kasem worked on Robin in Batman, also too Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. He was a very talented voice actor. Keelu, who worked on The Amazing Chan, and also too worked with Hanna-Barbera on some other guest appearances in other TV shows. He's in it, and he was a very good voice actor. I loved him as Saltar and as the Great Spirit. Star Blazers. It's not nearly where it's supposed to be at as far as the translation, but they did their best to try to get by and give us a good story. My last but favorite one, and I hope that Funimation gets the rights to it and redubs it, Sailor Moon. Even today we've got people dressing up in Sailor Moon outfits, and even though this is considered a poor dub, we still got Sailor Moon fans running around here. So what does that say about dubs? Well, they do work. Because if you go out on the street, I mean of your hometown, and you ask a simple question, what is Neko? I guarantee you this, the regular person on the street wouldn't know what you were talking about. And the no's would always outnumber the yeses every time. That also too goes for somebody who's very young. Let's say somebody who started out with Digimon or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! These people got hooked into watching the anime. They went and bought the cards and stuff, and they later on they may get interested in other animes and other great stories. So it's an ongoing cycle. Should we deny them the right to watch this stuff in dub? Think about it. The one thing we also too need to think about in this little podcast, and it's the most important thing, we need to get off this idea of just me, myself, and I, and we need to think about the other guy down the street. What about the person who's deaf? Doesn't that person deserve the right to watch and enjoy anime as much as you do? Think about it. Now, some people may say, well, what about my opinion? Harlan Ellison once told me on Sci-Fi Buzz that everybody is not entitled to an opinion. What you are entitled to is an informed opinion. So if you give an informed opinion based on facts, that opinion will hold up. If you do not base that opinion on facts, then somebody's going to come along with the information and they're going to blow your house of cards down as easy as 1, 2, 3. So, I hope that you are doing well today, and I'm probably got a lot of you mad at me, but like I said, this is my informed opinion. We need to think about others and think about why we enjoy this stuff. And should another person be denied the pleasure of enjoying it? May you have a very good day. Goodbye.